Welcome to the Virgo Show. I'm gonna get my thoughts together to come up in here. Feel like I've been going on rants. I'm back and I got some decent conversation for y'all. Some good news to get right for y'all. I'm not come back with the same old bullshit. All of my feelings and shit. Life be life and whatever. Speaking of life, he was younger. They used to tell you things like, you'll understand when you get older, when you grow up. Sat at the little people table when he was younger. He just wanted to be over there. And now that you're over there, all those things that you didn't understand starting to hit you. By now, you should have figured out who Peter and Paul are. He was asking your mama for something. She had to rob Peter to pay Paul. Unless you've grown, you realize what that means. Who Paul is. Paul the rent. Peter was everything else. Paul had to get paid. I figured that out young. Like, who the hell is Paul? It was little, you couldn't wait to go outside. Run out. Look at you now. You couldn't wait to go outside. So I broke it down into levels. The little people, they want to go outside. Those are the outside kids. The smaller ones, well, but it should be. Anyway, so the little people is when you want to go outside. When you became teens, you want to sit on the porch, on the steps, you and your friends. I recall sitting on the steps with my friends. My dad built like a castle moat, so I had plenty chill space for my friends. As you get a little older, you're on the patio, or the veranda, sitting in patio chairs, 20s and 30s. As you get a little older, the ladder keeps going up. By we get 40, everything changes. They call it over the hill. I did many retirement parties for over the hill. I didn't understand what that hill was. Now you're 40, you're in the house, looking out the window. Those people with the blinds looking out the window, that's 40 and over. By the time you get 50, you on the couch. You ain't even in the window. You sitting on the couch. The couch is your favorite place by the time you get 50. Over 50, 60-ish, in the sixes, you ain't even trying to come out your room. Yeah, everything you need right around you. After that, any bed you in after you, other than your bed, is probably the hospital bed. That's how comfortable you are in your surroundings. That's just one instance. That's pretty much how I like to break it down in a metaphoric sense of the word. I am over 40, and I just realized that I'm looking out the window. I am no longer outside. I am literally looking out the window, watching other people underneath me. The world really does rotate in a circle. I've seen so many things happen over and over again. Life's just so interesting. It leads you back to the same place, back to the same table, back to exactly where you was before. But now you're in a different seat. I used to sit at the head of the table. I paid for everything. Then life changed. Came right back to the same table. I'm watching somebody else sit at the head of the table. I'm about 2 seats down. part of me wanted to be emotional about the seat that I couldn't sit in no more. But growth teaches you that you still at this table and you still eating. And when you get real smart, you start to realize, hold up. I'm eating and I ain't even have to pay for this meal. Mm. If it turn you right back around again, you'll be back at the table. You a few more seats down. I sit in the seat you just got comfortable in. Unless you still eating. I'm sure you're picking out the moral of the story. Keep showing up to the table, and the seats may change, the scene may change. As long as you eating, it shouldn't matter where you sit. Speaking of sitting, it brought me to car. You remember growing up, maybe possibly now, depends on what level you are in. Arguing over who got to sit in the front seat. Shotgun, I call shotgun. I remember as a child arguing with my brothers at some point over the front seat. At some point. At first, I was front seat dog. The only person over me was my mother. She fell asleep in the car, so my father didn't like that, and I was up and aware, so he allowed me to be in the front seat. I've been in the front. With everybody arguing over the front and the back seat. Does the car not arrive at the same time? The front and the back seat? Yeah. It makes sense until you really think about it. And as you get older, where do you see the older people driving? In the back. For more reasons than one. Their in-laws, son, sibling, child, or whoever's driving may a little different from what they would like or are used to. But you've all seen or heard of driving Miss Daisy. It's a luxury to be in the back seat. As a child, you want to be in the front. You think that's what you need to do. But as you get older, you realize it's a luxury to be in the back seat. You don't figure all these things out until sometime later in life. Everything's hitting me at once. I'm figuring everything out at the same time, unfortunately. Or fortunately. You realize what a hard head make a soft ass means. And mama told you what to do. You did what you wanted to do. And you got your ass whipped. But you grown now. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Kanye West. Dumb stuff. I am. Still doing dumb stuff. Can't nobody tell me nothing. In my hard head, gonna feel what's going on later. And sometime later, I'm gonna suffer the consequences. And just because my mama ain't there to whoop my ass don't mean I ain't feel it. As you get older, you learn things. You learn not to do that shit no more. And they keep a journal, they write things down because they forget. And they don't want to forget the mistakes they made. Now the youth still swinging and banging. They don't know what they doing. They're taking a journey. And as an adult, it would help if we help guide. But if they don't want it, don't force it. Allow them to figure it out on their own. Tell them, I respect you. Because everybody believes in that unrespected. No one respects them. Come across a youth and you trying to help them, they won't listen. Tell them, I respect you. I respect your will and want to figure it out on your own. I respect the fact that you are the captain of your ship. I respect that you don't need my map and you got it. I'll see you when you get there. Or I'll be here with the information when you do need it. In a nice way. Not like, nigga, you'll be back. You'll see. I that's not it. I see that out the window. I watch people arguing. You trying to help them. They don't want it. Or maybe you didn't make it sound right. I don't know. But people do what they want to do. I say that all the time. Adults do whatever they want to do. They do what makes them happy. Say that all the time. Find positive ways to let people know that you're here for them. If they need you, if they get lost, call me when you get lost. I don't know. I have a young friend. I don't have many left. I only got one left. She's my last one. I don't even want friends after this. She's my last one. So I'm going real gentle with this one. I let her live her life. I explained to her that was where you was. I'm not here to judge you. I have advice if you are interested. Tell you a little story about the dumb shit I did. Maybe you could learn from that. In my opinion, I assume that she's going to teach me where I dropped it with her youth, her new wit, her new resilience, her AI skills, her ability to find her resources. I assume that she will find a way. I show her my old school DOS method. Write it down, show the work on a piece of paper before the calculator was invented. One day we'll be back down to the basics. The original or the other one. But life's a circle. It's gonna go around and it's gonna come around. You might be at a different seat at the table. And before you go judging people, yep, there is a moral to this story. Before you go judging people, take a moment to remember when you was in that position. Could anybody tell you anything? Who was listening? Were you listening? You had to find your own way. It might have even been the hard way. I'm just finding out about hard head making the soft ass on my own child. And I respect her for keeping it to herself and figuring it out on her own. Dealing with her life, dealing with the troubles and the problems she walked into. Not giving me the opportunity to say I told you so, because she knows who I am. Let them figure it out. I'm following this audiobook podcast thingy. It's called the Let Them Theory. Said let them. Let them. Let them have it. Let them do it. We can only guide them so far. We can only tell them what we've been. There's levels to it, and you know what you've been through. Give yourself some credit for surviving and making it to the level that you've gotten on. Celebrate yourself. Understand where you've come from and where you're going. I just want to be positive about that. Let's see. Let's wrap up and collect all of our thoughts together and make one. We started off with explaining the levels of life, in my opinion. And then we moved along to the back seat and the front seat, realizing a few things. We're gonna come back to this. A few things that we realized. I be realizing things as an adult. We moved along to we got off the porch, we got in the car, and we moved along. And we even look back, turn around and understand where you come from, where you're going, and respect people's journey. As we move along, respect other people's journey. If you have some advice to give them, tell them your story. Let them know that you're not perfect and you're not judging. Let them understand where the dead end is. The dead end you trying to allegedly keep them from going down. Let them understand where it is so they can make the choice not to go that way. Show them how you went wrong. Teach them not to do that shit again. That's all you want them to know. Like, listen, I made some mistakes, and I don't want you to make these mistakes. Come with that energy, not listen to me, because they don't want to hear it. And be positive about who you are. No one's listening to you if you don't look happy. Be happy. Be happy with who you are. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be more positive. Beat my own ass. Unhappy about my present situation. It's not what it was. It's not what it was. I lived a lot. I lost a lot. I regained a lot. And there's more. And I know that. And somebody else needed to hear that. You had it, you lost it, you rebuild, and come back to more. Maybe what you had going on before wasn't for you. Whoever you believe in decided, or the wind shifted, the shift definitely happened and bounced you off of where you didn't need to be. And now that rebuild you're taking that you so hate, possibly, is the real road you're supposed to be on. If you stop kicking and screaming about what you don't have anymore, the shit you probably didn't need, get to where you're going. Respectfully. You was probably too cocky where you was in the first place. Wrong and strong. I know. Yeah, I know. Because I've been there. I fell off the top. Ended up in Florida. But here I am. Figuring it out. Making it. Bringing it back. Fighting my own demon. I'll stop fighting. I'll just laugh and be happy now. I rebuke him. I spit him out. See you in this bullshit. Go away. And I move along with love and life. Move along with love and life. Check that shit right then and there. But move along with love and life. I am Virgo Vaughn. This is the Virgo Show. And I'm so glad to be your host. I'm so glad to be here with y'all with love and life. Moving along with love and life. Check that shit right then and there. But move along with love and life. You could have been any place in the world, and I'm so glad you decided to pull up on me.
Drop, damn you!